Today is all about freedom. So happy 4th of July to all my American friends out there here in the States and abroad. One of my most memorable Independence Day celebrations was actually in the UK. Yeah, England. Obviously, not a national holiday there, but lots of expats and friends celebrate. It's really pretty fun. Freedom. It's a core value nationally. We adopted it for the business space, and every founder and entrepreneur should fully enjoy freedom as well. But sadly, few do, and most don't take time off. So, why does it matter? Why is taking time off crucial for leaders? Did you know that taking regular breaks can boost productivity by up to 40%? And that's true for you and your team as well. It's time to relax, recharge, and refocus for better leadership and well being. Let's face it, taking time off as a leader can feel like an impossible feat. We push this hard with the founders that I work with. 100% of the time, they say, I can't do it. And then they do, and they love it. It turns into, I have to do this. It's a total game changer. So, why does it feel impossible? I think there's the guilt of leaving your team behind, fear of missing out on critical decisions, and that nagging feeling that you're indispensable. The thought of, what if I'm gone and, the business burns down? These challenges create a cycle where leaders feel like they have to always be on, always be in control, always be in charge, always be present. And it leads to burnout and decreased effectiveness. But the truth is, not taking time off can hurt your productivity and your team's morale. So, how do we break the cycle and embrace the benefits of a well deserved break? So, here are three strategies that I use to take effective time off. Number one is to plan ahead. Schedule your time off well in advance. This allows you to prepare your team and ensure that all the critical tasks are covered. Inform your team and clients about your planned absence so that everybody is on the same page. And I do this every year. We actually plan out the year in advance. It's time off, it's events, it's schedule. It's everything that we're doing for the year is planned in advance. You call it laying down the train tracks. My coach taught me this. And then the train just goes. The year starts and it just goes. So everything is already planned in advance. And it is incredibly freeing to know that, this is happening and this is when it's happening. Second is to delegate tasks. Trust your team and delegate responsibilities. Empower your team members to make decisions in your absence. This not only helps you disconnect, but also fosters growth and confidence within your team. It shows them that you trust them and prepares them to take on more responsibility, which is what you want long term. You want them to grow and take on more, right? This is a good test for that. And then number three is to set boundaries. Establish clear boundaries to protect your time off. So important. Avoid checking emails and work messages at all if you can. But if you have to do that, you feel like you have to, then have some very focused, really small time block that you do that. Take a half hour, do it, and then put it away and be done with it for the day. Communicate your unavailability and set up an emergency contact if absolutely necessary. And this is something in business that I call the fire blood rule. You can't Google or chat GPT that. There's a training in our group called Time Off Without Fear. And the fire blood rule is something that we used with our kids. My wife actually came up with it. And we used it when we went out on date nights. Once our oldest became old enough to be the babysitter, none of them were babies anymore, but siblings squabble and stuff goes sideways. But instead of calling us for every little thing, the rule was if there wasn't a major crisis like the house is on fire or somebody's seriously hurt, if there's fire, if there's blood, then call. Otherwise, don't call. And that made date night way, way better. Minor problems were solved, and there was never a major crisis. And I took that same concept and used it in business too, and use it with our founders. And they love that. That they can take that time away. And if there really is a problem, if a system is on fire or there's a problem and we're bleeding cash, then call me. Otherwise, decide, handle it, use your best judgment. And I'll tell you, that fire blood rule works like a champ. Remember, truly disconnecting and prioritizing time off to recharge and refocus is absolutely essential for better performance. Plan ahead, delegate, and set boundaries to make the most of your breaks. Your productivity and your well being will thank you. So, when was the last time you took a true break? Really? We'll celebrate freedom this week as a nation and as a leader. Take time off. You got a holiday Thursday. Friday's really simple, so you get 4 days in a row. Disconnect and come back refreshed with new perspective. Share your experiences. I'd love to hear about that. Let's commit to taking time off and coming back and leading with renewed energy. You have tips how to take time off, or tell me what you did? Drop it in the comments. I would love to hear about that.